We went up to conquer the Kings Peak area and do a little playing at 12,500 feet. We started at Henry's Fork and went up the trail about 8 miles to camp at Dollar Lake. It was a steady incline. We had packs on of about 35 pounds. I chose to carry 5 liters of water, and needless to say, that added a lot of weight. But it was beautiful, and beauty can conquer a lot of things. Those distractions were amazing. Had a lot of fun. Dollar Lake was full, pristine, no wind, clear blue skies. We couldn't have asked for a better weekend. Day 2, we got up early, hit the trail about 6:30, had our day packs on, did roughly another 10 miles up and back, and it was beyond spectacular. As I like to say, one foot in front of the other. Came back to camp, broke down, but then had to put on that backpack, and oof, that was tough. So glad to see where the car was, and it was an amazing 2 days of getting some good endurance work in for Kilimanjaro. Hey, welcome to One Foot in Front of the Other. 4 weeks from now, I'll be in Tanzania and getting ready to head up Kilimanjaro, and certainly looking forward to that. This past weekend, a couple of buddies, Matt Davis, Jacob Adams, we went up into the High Uintahs, which about a 2.5 hour drive from here. Trailhead, I think about 9,400 feet. We camped at Dollar Lake and then headed up to play in the High Uintahs yesterday. And I can tell you that it was the most gorgeous, beautiful area. I've seen it from flying over it in flying Delta on commercial flights, but always paid attention to how unique the Uintahs are and their geological arrangement, I guess I'll call it that. But the Uintahs are the only mountain range in the United States that are east-west instead of north-south. And how blessed am I and friends and everybody that lives here. They're right over there. In 45 minutes, I can be at 11,000 feet. But we got to play at about 12.5. I think was the highest we got up to. But yesterday put in 18 miles, which was a lot. We hiked in 8 miles, hiked out 8 miles. And I can tell you that with 35 pounds on my back, which I will not be carrying on Kilimanjaro, but that's a lot. And great training, great endurance training. I felt stamina. I will be doing nothing like that on the mountain. And again, at Kili, a lot of times you hike high as you start getting up there and stay low. And you do that certainly on other mountains that are part of the 7 summits. As you can see, Millie was really excited to have me back, weren't you? Yeah. But while we were there, and again, whatever you're doing to train for an event like Kilimanjaro, maybe it's nothing, but I'm trying to do the best I can at prepping myself physically, certainly mentally. The big unknown is altitude and what that does to anybody. I'm different than you, and you're different than somebody else, and so on and so forth. But really jacked up, really stoked, really excited. I started this countdown at 340 days, I think, and here I am, I think 26 days left to go. One thing I want to talk about that I had on the trip and testing for Kilimanjaro is the Garmin Mini. And Garmin makes several different GPS tracking devices, but you know, I hang this here on whatever, it's a day pack, or in this case my backpack. But while we were there going in on Saturday morning, we were stopped several times talking to people, and one group let us know that a father and son were missing since 9 a.m. And to say that stinks is an understatement. You know, this thing has a SOS button on it. Yeah, it's $345. Yeah, it's a subscription. I happen to have the recreational subscription, and I with that I took out the Freedom plan, which allows me to turn it off, turn it on whenever I want. If you're going to be doing some hiking in the mountains and the forests, whatever, this is the cheapest insurance that you can get. And again, it does have this SOS button that you need to push when things might not be so good. But I would highly recommend it. I've been testing it with a coworker who's going to follow me and let the office kind of know where I am on the mountain at any given time. But you never know when you might have to hit that SOS button. I can tell you, hiking out yesterday, I felt like I needed to hit the SOS button several times. But you know, whatever you're doing, like my tagline says, one foot in front of the other. And trust me, yesterday coming out on those 8 miles with 30-something pounds on my shoulders, after doing what we did earlier, I very much kept telling myself, one foot in front of the other. And, you know, stay tuned. Maybe one more weekend of some serious mileage as well as vert. And again, we did 26 miles in all, and again, 16 of those were with that pack on my back. Were you glad to see me now that you've lifted your head up? Huh? You want to say hello to everybody? Hey! Stay tuned for next week. Pretty soon going to do a packing video, but I'm going to keep the training going, keep the heart rate up, and try to make sure these muscles know what they're going to do, as well as this thing knows what I'm going to do here in a few weeks. But you have a good week. Stay active.